I, Sonia Devi, will provide a summary of each of 8 stages of human development psychology along with my workmate. As our fictional character, we choose Anna from the animated feature film Frozen, who is a woman of a royal blood. She was the younger sister of Elsa, the Snow Queen, and the second child of King Agnar and Queen Iduna. Our infographic illustrates her life from childhood when she witnesses her parents fighting and her stepfather abusing her. Then she viewed the experience as a lesson at her old age. By referencing the experience human development by Papalia and Montreal, we do not use the actual story of Frozen, but instead of depend on our imagination. At the earliest stages, which is new life formation, two couple names Miss Iduna and Mr. Agnar have been married for 2 years and expecting their first child. During this time, Miss Iduna began to consume vitamin and omega-3 fatty acid for the hair of her child. And Mr. Agnar started to avoid taking alcohol and smoking. The combination of the ovum and sperm during fertilization has produced a new organism, the zygote. After 9 months of development from zygote to embryo and then fetus, a human with chromosome XX was born as a very cute female sex. Her eyes are turquoise blue like her father and her face slightly rounder like her mother, namely Anna. The second stage is birth and the first 3 years. Anna's physical attributes include a height of 20 inches and 7.5 pounds of her weight. She received a score of 2 on the Apgar scale because she has a pink appearance and rapid pulse and always cautious and crying. Anna consumed her mother milk for her cognitive performance and reduce the pain of sudden infant death syndrome SIDH, and because it is more easily to digest. Anna's mother enrolled her in preschool at the age of 3. Fortunately, she can read and write. When she held her mother's arms to pick her up after completing her study, she exhibited her gesture. In terms of her psychosocial development, she began to exhibit altruistic behavior, which is empathy, when she started and able to comforting her crying friend. However, she has a family problem as her mother is unemployed and her father is an alcoholic. This frequently causes conflict between her parents. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Naranya Shafika binti Afri. My metric number is 80415. What happened to Hannah in early childhood? Anna, between the age of 3 and 6, she likes the others younger. She is very cheerful person. Her weight increased dramatically due to her preference for sweet foods such as candles, cakes, and others. She sleeps approximately 11 hours per night, but due to the accidental activation of her brain's motor control, she sometimes walks and speaks during her sleeps. She always bring at school. She always bring candies to her classmates. According to Pigot's theories of cognitive development, a 3 to 6 years old can comprehend numbers through counting and deals with quantities. She makes friends very well at school. When she returned from school, she always see her parents arguing. She cried a lot. What happened to Hannah during her middle childhood? Hannah grew double from age 6 to 11. Her mother is very fond to her. Anna's growth very well. However, her mother addressed her eating habit before she gained excess weight. At the age of 8, she increasingly enjoyed going to school because she has a lot of friends. This is one of the cognitive advance in mathematics and number theory. At age of 10, she still witnesses her parents fighting and arguing, which lead to her parents' divorce. Her mother escorted her out of the house. After a few years, her mother married again. So she get a new stepfather. Anna's stepfather disliked her. When her mother was at work, her stepmother frequently abused her. Because of that, she was very scared. And her father had warned her. She had hit again and again.
Hello everyone, I'm Nur Faiza. So I will present stage of adolescent and young adulthood. For adolescent, Anna develops some hair in some part of her body and also has a deeper voice. She also sleeps less than 8 hours a day at age 16 because she always recall her fat and she always cry. And that is the reason she frequently sleepy at class. That is for physical development. For cognitive development, she less active in school due to adversity and less support from her mother because her mother is busy at work. For psychosocial development, she changes in emotional and behavioral where she became depressed and start to drink alcohol. She also began to look for a partner at age 17, have sex and got pregnant. Poorly, her son didn't get enough nutrition because of she doesn't have enough money to raise her child. At stage young adulthood, Anna gave her son to her mother to take care of her because she unable to take care of her son alone. But she lived with no doubt to her past story and existence. She also changed in her eating habit where she started to gain weight. That's for physical development. For cognitive development, she interested in continuing her study while working. She also coordinate her school and work schedules and also plan to have permanent job to support her family. For psychosocial development, she currently at stage 3, which is identity development, where she desires independence from her family. She has greater commitment to her career, partner, and also her only child. However, she decided to stay single for the time being, and at this stage also, she has a good relationship with her stepfather. So clearly we can see that family issues can affect child cognitive and educational development and can change their emotional and also their behavioral.
Greetings to Dr. Jamaya and friends. My name is Renhol Carlos Anamichael Umar and my matrix number is 81043. I'm going to explain Anna's development from middle adulthood to late adulthood. From middle adulthood, in terms of physical development, Anna's physical strength and coordination are less symmetrical. She also needs to eat healthy and exercise to improve her bone strength. And for cognitive development, she experienced cognitive decline. Her brain began to function slowly, thus even forgot her home address. And lastly, for psychosocial development, Anna becomes more proactive, self-confident, and successful prior to her career. She also maturing in problem solving, gets social support from friends that influence her happiness. For example, she and her best friend always go shopping on weekends. Next, for late adulthood, in terms of physical development, Anna undergo physical changes such as hair loss, unclear hearing, and vision. Her dementia also getting worse, thus she always forgets to extinguish the flames when cooking. And for cognitive development, Anna had a decline of memory system, which make her develop short-term memory. Thus she becomes really forgetful. And last but not least, as for psychosocial development, according to Erik Erikson's psychosocial stages, at her age, she will either accept her life as having meaning and integrity, or vice versa, as despairing as she considers her life still unfulfilling and unproductive. Hannah also lost her longtime friend due to many factors, which one of them is she spent more time with her family and taking care for her grandchildren. That's all from me. Thank you.
Three types of development that I will talk in reflection: physical development, cognitive development, and psychosocial development. So I will talk about physical development first. We as human, the growth is like boomerang. As soon as we reach 35 years old, our growth will become negative. What I mean by saying this, our body will tend to become bigger and taller as soon as we grow. But when it comes to the peak, which is 35 years old, our growth will become negative. For example, our body will bend for some people. Next will be cognitive development. Our brain ability is at the best before we reach middle adulthood, since our brain functions slowly when we are growing older. But you have better decision-making skills since you have gone through so many things that build up your experience. So cognitive development is actually your cognition ability, which means that your brain ability. So your brain ability is best before reach middle adulthood. And lastly, it is psychosocial development. When it comes to psychosocial, we tend to become more matured as we are growing older. We think solution for every situation, since it is the best for us to use brain and not our brain. So